I know it literally doesn't even sound real because, like, how does my child turn into a tumor? This pregnancy is so uncommon and rare that I didn't even know. A couple of my nurses pre-op didn't even know about it. I found out I was pregnant. I got a ultrasound done a couple days before Christmas. I started to not feel right. I was having like extreme nausea, vomiting. I didn't eat or drink anything. I was in constant pain. I was starving, but everything I ate, I just couldn't keep down. The only thing I could eat was bread, and that was like crazy if I could keep that down, and I couldn't even drink water. I wasn't able to do anything. I couldn't move. So everyone just kind of thought it was morning sickness. Like, I just had really bad first trimester. So finally, the day after Christmas, I had just woken up. I just slept probably 2 hours maybe, and I ran to the bathroom and threw up everywhere. And I was like, no, like, I'm going to the hospital. So my boyfriend drove me to the hospital, and I was there for about 7 hours at the ER. So when I got to the ER, I told the ladies up at the front kind of what was going on, and I got taken back pretty quick. They brought me back and then put me in triage. So after triage, I was like extremely confused. My boyfriend had to answer a lot of questions that the doctor was asking me that I didn't understand because I, at this point, haven't eaten for a week. Like, nothing. Okay, so during my ultrasound, my boyfriend only could. We had thought that we had seen the baby, but we were obviously mistaken. While we were waiting for the doctor to come speak to us, I got a text message that my ultrasound shows no sign of life, and they thought that I had a miscarriage. I found out that I lost my baby. So obviously my boyfriend and I were devastated because, again, we just weren't expecting that type of news. So the following morning, I went to mom docs. So finally, they finished up the ultrasound and told us to go in the room, and then the doctor would come in and talk to me. We ended up waiting about 45 minutes, and the doctor, she said, you need to go to my hospital. You need to get emergency surgery. You have tumors where your baby was. You're having a complete molar pregnancy, which is basically when the sperm like goes into the egg, but there's no gene in my egg. So it tries to like form a baby, and it did for a little, but it just wasn't compatible with life because there was no gene. So it turned into tumors. So I went into my hospital. They confirmed it obviously at the hospital, but they sent me for surgery at 5 p.m. I ended up getting taken back for surgery at about 3:30. So the procedure that they did is called a DNC, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm like 95% sure it's the same procedure that you do as when you get an abortion. So I was very upset about that, but they ended up doing the surgery. Obviously I'm okay. I'm about 3 days post-op. It still is crazy for me to think about. It's weird, but I just wanted to post this because this pregnancy is so uncommon and rare that when you feel the things that you're feeling when you're pregnant, you don't really think something's wrong, like severe nausea, vomiting, like you can't move. You just think it's just, you know, first trimester is always the hardest. But I just wanted to post this for awareness because, again, like, I didn't even know. A couple of my nurses pre-op didn't even know about it. It's crazy. I know it sounds insane. I know it literally doesn't even sound real because, like, how does my child turn into a tumor? I just want people to be aware of things that happen, and it's not your fault, and it's not your partner's fault, and it's not God's fault, and it's not the universe's fault, it's not the doctor's fault. things just happen and you kind of just have to trust